Every day, we trust our local police departments to help keep our roads safe and our neighborhoods free of crime. Recently, the elected officials of Salt Lake County made the decision to fund police and fire departments with property taxes, helping ensure community safety is top priority.
Without police force, we're subjecting ourselves to all sorts of crime, lawlessness, everything that we don't want to have happen potentially could happen.
The Unified Police Department provides law enforcement service and covers all of unincorporated Salt Lake County, Riverton, Harriman, Holiday, Midvale, and Taylorsville.
Someone pull a gun on a complaint of the smoke shop. Not a robbery, complaints an employee.
Historically, local law enforcement within unincorporated Salt Lake County was funded with a mixture of property taxes and sales tax. In 2010, the Salt Lake Valley Law Enforcement Service Area, one of the members of the Unified Police Department, also implemented a police service fee to those people and businesses within the unincorporated areas of Salt Lake County. According to county officials, the implemented fee was very unpopular with the citizens, and it didn't cover all the expenses of the police department. Switching from a fee-based funding program to a property tax program was the alternative solution. But a property tax-funded service area also had its challenges. County officials relied on their financial advisor, Jonathan Ward of Zions Bank Public Finance, to help them work through the challenges and concluded they could fund their operating expenses through a tax note deal.
Tax notes are just short-term borrowings. They're done for deficit purposes, meaning a client is going to run out of money and they need a little infusion of cash. The money will be used to pay for operating expenses. It'll be the officers' salaries, their benefits, the vehicles that they drive in, the lighting, sewer, really any operating expenses that are incurred by the UPD.
So he got out of the car?
He was tall, pretty tall.
Taller than me?
Yeah.
As tall as this guy?
Yeah.
In the case of the Salt Lake Valley Law Enforcement Service Area, with the elimination of the law enforcement fee, the timing of the receipt of funds for operation changed. Instead of receiving fee income on a monthly basis, the funds would be delivered at the end of the year when property taxes are collected. This left a cash flow shortage during the first part of the year of about $21 million. By selling 2 series of tax notes, they will improve cash flow and make sure that the Unified Police Department can continue to operate and provide services for the next year. Since UPD is a full-service provider, their annual budget is larger because they provide unique services to the citizens in its area. Salt Lake County Sheriff Jim Winder agrees that not all law enforcement agencies are created equal.
If you call in an emergency, a uniformed officer in a car would come to your house, handle the call, fill out a report, turn the report in. That's limited services. A full-service police department is one that can provide all of the additional services. If you or a family member, God forbid, is the victim of a sexual assault, for example, in the Unified Police Department, your case is not referred from a patrolman to just another investigator. Your case is referred to a specialized investigator in sexual assault, juvenile sexual assault, homicide, violent crime, domestic violence, robbery, burglary, etc.
The elected officials of Salt Lake County made the decision to fund police and fire departments with property taxes, so they are less likely to fall short on funds.
It doesn't get a lot of big increases, doesn't get a lot of big decreases, and so there's a consistent funding that they can count on year in and year out to provide those basic core governmental services that we need to provide as municipal governments.
I, of course, am extremely proud. I've been with the organization for 26 years. And I've seen the agency change. I've seen it evolve into something that was really in a downward trajectory from a business model standpoint, to something that is truly growing and changing the face of law enforcement, not only here in Salt Lake County, but really nationally.
We don't ever want to be in a position again where if the economy goes south and we lose sales tax revenue, we have to look at the possibility of laying off police officers. You can pull back on a capital project. You can say, we're not going to do that street repair this year, or we're not going to pave those sidewalks this year. We're going to wait until some sales tax comes back in and we have more money. But when you take a police department or a fire department where the budget largely funds the people who provide the services, in the Unified Police Department, 85% of the budget staff is people. It's the salary, the benefits, the equipment to support those people. And so you really can't let that budget rise and fall with the economy the way you can a budget that isn't quite so people intensive.
The $21 million tax note deal will help cover operating expenses for the Unified Police Department and will be paid back in full with property taxes by December of 2012. By operating this way, the police officers can keep getting paid while continuing to keep our neighborhoods safe.